Dr. Mindy here, and I want to talk about fasting because we've been doing a ton of fasting in my Resetter group, and the stories are insane with the amount of people that are losing weight from just periodic fasting, once a month, once every couple of months. So I want to explain why that happens, because we have this old paradigm where we believe that weight is a byproduct of too many calories. And if that was the issue, all of these weight loss programs that people have been on for years and years and years would have worked. That is not the issue. Weight loss is not a calorie in, calorie out issue. Weight loss is all about why your body is storing fat. So I love this example. I actually stole this from Dr. Jason Fung. If you haven't watched some of his YouTube videos on insulin resistance and leptin resistance, I highly encourage you to watch them. If you have not read his book called The Obesity Code, I highly encourage you to read his book. But let me explain this in the most simple way I possibly can. When you eat food, it's like going to the supermarket, getting a bunch of food and putting it in your refrigerator. If you eat the proper amount of food, or if you buy the proper amount of food, it will fit in your refrigerator. If you go to the grocery store and you get too much food and you get home and you put it into your refrigerator and you stand back and you go, oh my gosh, there's too much food, you have to store that extra food somewhere. So in our house, we have a refrigerator in our garage. So any extra food will get stored into the garage. Well, in your body, if you give your body too many calories, you give your body too much food, what it has to do is it has to store it somewhere. So it stores it in fat. Now, here's the interesting thing, is the only way you can access that stored fat is by manipulating one hormone, and that's called insulin. So if you decide to go in a calorie reduction diet, all you're doing is you're stopping the food from going into the refrigerator. You have not accessed the food that your body's been storing for years and years and years. This is why it gets harder and harder to lose weight, because you don't have a tool set to try to access this storage. All you're doing is manipulating what's going in the refrigerator. So how do you manipulate and get access to the storage? And it's through getting yourself better insulin sensitive, is the way I like to put it, where you start to lower your blood sugar, you start to bring down insulin in your body, and the more this insulin goes down, what ends up happening is it signals to the body, hey, guess what? We gotta go pull some of that food out of the refrigerator that's in the garage. We gotta go pull some of the stored glucose. Stored glucose is something called glycogen, and it gets stored in your liver and it gets stored in your fat. So when you manipulate this insulin by fasting, what you're doing is you're telling your body to go find the stored glucose and to bring it to the surface and burn it for energy. And so literally, I've been in practice for 22 years. I've worked with so many people with weight loss and reducing, getting their energy back and repairing their gut. And there is no greater tool to you than fasting. When you start to learn to fast and you get your body to stop eating 10 meals a day and you compress your eating period so that you're only eating within a certain window of time, but you're fasting the rest of the time, what ends up happening is you start to make your body more sensitive to insulin, you make less insulin, and you start reaching for that stored fat. It's the greatest secret in weight loss that I have ever seen. So if you want more information on fasting, just put it in the comment section, Resetters, and I'll invite you into my Resetter tribe where we are doing a 5-day fast. This week, we do all different types of fasts. I train people on, because there's a variety of fasts. Fasting can be confusing. So we have a whole bunch of different types that we train people on. We do it once a month. Incredible community in there. But stop restricting calories. Start compressing your eating time. When you start fasting, what ends up happening is you start accessing these stores. This is truly the secret to weight loss. So, as always, hope that helps.